Morning everybody, Brett Osborne here, Smoking Out Butts Barbecue in Casper. Hands down, one of my favorite foods is Cajun food. My good buddy Norman LaBeouf Jr., who lives in Schriever, Louisiana, that's way south, look on the map, taught me how to cook gumbo and Cajun food years ago. Fried catfish, white beans and sausage, red beans and rice, I mean, everything. He is the man. Anyway, Norman LaBeouf Jr. So today I'm going to cook some gumbo. We have a gumbo contest in Casper, and I'm actually going to start gumbo. I'm going to do the roux today. I'm going to show you how to do roux. We've been wanting to try to do some classes to get people interested. Gumbo in Casper on Wyoming, they're more used to chili and soups up here. So I'm going to show you how to cook a roux. I'm going to use a flour roux and all flour roux, scratch that. I'm going to use an oil and flour for my roux, vegetable oil, and I'm going to do it quickly. I like doing mine hot on. I got a cast iron pot too. The last time Norman used to always tell me, "Hey babe, you got to get a cast iron skillet," and that's what I used for years. But I'm using my my big cast iron pot. So I'm going to cook my roux with 1 cup of pure vegetable oil and 1.5 cups of flour. And I'm going to make it quickly. You could cook it slow. There's going to be people watch this say you got to cook a roux slow, you got to cook it fast. I say cook it how you want to, where you like it, where it works good for you. And the key though is never walk away. Use a flat, spoon, wooden spoon, and don't walk away. I'll give you more detail as I cook it, but I like mine kind of just a pasta peanut butter, but not a real chocolatey. The thicker the roux, I think about the thinner you're going to get your gumbo. And your gumbo, I like mixing it when you eat a bowl of gumbo where you have rice and you put your gumbo on it. I'm not a potato salad guy in my gumbo, sorry. That's on the side in my opinion, but where you could eat it with a fork, not a spoon, and when you get done there should be no juice left. It's not like a soup. It shouldn't be a bowl of soup left over. Anyway, I'm going to move my camera over and we're going to rock and roll on this roux, and look forward to it. Okay, got my pot on, got my fire going here. Preloading. I'm going to turn it up. I'm about a medium right there. Now my pot's already warm because I set it out and had it on low here for about 30 minutes. That's just how I do it. Anyway, so can you see that pot all right? Looks like we can. Okay. So I'm starting off here with 1 cup of, like I said, the pure vegetable oil. All right, you could use as much as you want. You can make 2 cups, 3, obviously do what you want. It's 1 cup of oil to 1.5 cups of flour. And if you like, you can make a bunch of this and then let it cool and store it for another time. So we're gonna wait until this oil starts kind of getting bubbly and not quite smoking, but when it gets a bit closer, we'll put some flour in that stuff. Okay, everybody, you can smell that oil's getting pretty warm. So I'm going to go in now and start adding my flour. And I could have let it get warmer, obviously, but you'll see it. Bubbling pretty good there. Some people add a little bit at a time. Some add it all at once. Do it how you want to, no right way. Just do it your way. This way I do it. Okay, so that was 1 cup. Here's my 1/2 cup here. When we do the gumbo competition out at the fairgrounds, this is I think going to be our 7th year for the Wyoming Foundation for Cancer Care charity. We use big old tall pots. I use my old stock pot, a big tall one. I prefer to use this one. But we have to make the roux and everything on site. You can't come up with pre-cooked roux. And I like doing it with the cast iron here better, but like I said, we do use the bigger pots as well. I'm gonna try to keep track on time here for you. But again, my heat is on medium. My old friend used to always tell me, Norman, that's why they put different controls on your stove here and your oven. There's like a simmer, a low, medium, and a high. I know a lot of people, they cook, you see their offers on high. And you want to most certainly adjust that. So I'm going to crank it up a little bit. I'm probably between, I'm actually between medium and high. And again, this is going to be kind of a quick one. You may want to wear a glove, or sometimes even use a bigger pan. This is way bigger than I need. I like it because it's if it splashes, it'll come out and burn me. Every time I do a gumbo contest, I got burns all over my hands because you just can't help it. It's going to pop up on you and it's going to get you. Some people use butter for the roux. That's most certainly fine too. Nothing wrong with butter, right? Butter and bacon. But I like the flavor of the oil. But again, your choice. Use any brand you want to. Just keep on stirring it. Now, obviously, if I sit here like this for a minute, it's not going to hurt anything. As you start getting further down the road here, we want to keep a better eye on it, though. You don't want to walk off. So anyway, keep stirring it. You can most certainly adjust your fire. I know a lot of people that will, once the roux starts turning a certain color, I'm going to actually crank mine up just a little bit more. I'm pushing it here this morning, but just showing you can make a quick roux if you want to. So a lot of people will actually start turning it down a little bit as the color changes. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's already starting to turn a little bit of a cream. It was white, now it's a cream color, and I'm starting to see some chunks down in there. Okay, so it's getting pretty warm. I'm going to nudge it back down to medium right now. That's the first color change. You would treat this the same if you were making a different quantity of gumbo, for your roux. Again, that's just, I did 1 cup oil here, again to 1.5 cups flour. Do this and make extra, and then when you come home from work or whatever, you don't have to go through making this. You've already got it. You could just take it out of your pantry. It'll last forever. And, warm it back up and just crank back up. So when this roux is done, normally I would add your trinity. And your trinity obviously is your celery and onion and bell pepper or whatever type of pepper you like there. I think traditional is kind of the old green bell pepper, and that's how I learned it. But I most certainly like using the orange and red too a lot of times for color. And not quite as bitter either. You see how that's turning? I'm going to turn it one more time, going back down again. Now, first time down to medium. Now I'm between medium and medium low. All right. You can stop here if you wanted to. You can stop whatever you want to on the roux you like. You got to figure out what color it is that you're liking to do. Okay. I don't know if you can see that in my camera, but it's if you miss stirring it here, it's going to get you. All right, so this is the point here. You don't want to be walking off and answering the door or messing around. Just keep an eyeball on it here. If for some reason I did have to go right now, something comes up, you got to shut it down, but keep stirring it. Okay, you just have to wait a little bit, take it off the heat, and keep stirring it. And that's what I'm going to do today when this is done. When it's to the point I like, I'm actually going to just turn it off and then keep stirring it because it's going to keep cooking. You could move it to another pot if you wanted to, but this stuff's hot, and don't know if you want to mess with that or not. So, at our gumbo contest here, we have a seafood category, and we have a non-seafood category. Just to make it clear for everybody, we just call it meat. So if you want to make seafood and have meat in it, that's your business. You can most certainly do that. But if it has any seafood at all, I'm talking a shrimp head or shrimp stock, or then we put that in the category of seafood. just in case you know, somebody might be allergic to it or whatever. We want to be careful. But you see how that color? Look how quick that is. That's been probably about 6 minutes, I'm going to guess, 5-6 minutes. And really, you can shut that down right there. I'm going to go a little bit farther just to show you what we can do here with it. And again, I like this deep pan because this stuff's kind of splashing up. You could even see up on top here. And if that's to get on your skin, trust me, had it happen, does not feel good. That stuff is molten hot. Okay, I'm going to go down again to medium low. Just turned it down again. I'm liking my temp. Again, we could go ahead and add your Trinity now if you wanted to. Boom. Once you put it in there, then your roux stops cooking. That's fine. And then you can do your thing. Some people prefer to get their veggies and everything ready and then actually add the roux later. That's fine too. I've always just done it this way. I add my veggies and everything to the roux. There's 1,000,001 ways to do this. There's no right way. Do it your way. This is just the way I do it. And I'm going to tell you, I've made it different ways too. I've used lard. I've used butter. The only thing I do not use is olive oil. I don't think that's good. But I use, you know, my mom would have used Crisco shortening, and that's it. I don't think she ever had anything else in her house. But I wish y'all could smell that. That's smelling good. I personally like darker roux, but I don't like a real dark roux. There's a big seafood facility restaurant down in Denver I love going to, and I was down there one time and had some of their gumbo, and I think first time ever I had to send it back. I called the waiter or waitress over and I said, "This roux is burnt," and they said, "Oh no." She said, have you ever eaten gumbo, sir?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, I have," or "Yes, sir," whatever it was. She goes, "Well, it's a real dark roux." I said, "I understand," but I said, "This roux has been burned." And she says, "It has not." I'm like, "Well, I'm not going to argue with you." I had to order something else, but that roux had been burned. It was just on the edge, but man, oh man, did it taste burnt. Okay, I'm turning my heat off. That's where I like it. Heat's officially off. I'm going to go ahead and keep stirring it. What's that been? 8 minutes? 8, 9 minutes? I don't know, something like that. Okay, that's why I'm doing this real time here. When we cut the video, we might edit a little bit here, but I wanted to show you how quick it would be to get this done. Now, keep in mind, this is still hot. Molten hot here. All right, so the heat's off. I don't need to sit there and stir it as hard as I was, but again, it's still cooking sitting here right now because it's hot. I could move this again off to another burner or whatever. I'm not going to do that because of the camera. All right. I'm going to try to make this maybe like a part 1 for the roux and then make a gumbo here. I'm not sure what I'm going to make, maybe tomorrow, and I'll go ahead and film it. Yeah, we could use that for our training classes and stuff too, but all right. So when we're not barbecuing in the off season or practicing barbecue, this is one of my favorite pastimes. I actually got a chili cook-off. I compete in a green chili cook-off. It's the API chili cook-off, and they obviously do that for charities. And that's coming up in February. This will be the API's 30th year, my 29th year competing there. And I think I won red chili there, first place 2 times. I won green chili first place once, and I think last year, year before, I won 3rd place green chili. And here at the Gumbo contest too, they pay 1st through 3rd, and for that charity, and on both categories. And last year started paying People's Choice too. You don't think people in Wyoming could cook gumbo? Come on up here and give it a try. We have a team from Louisiana or down south. Seems like every year come up and compete, and that's cool. We appreciate it, man. We try to keep learning and try to pass on our knowledge too. Okay, I think it's really been a total of about 11 minutes so far, roughly. Maybe 12, 11, 12. Still pretty warm, but I think I can shut her down here as far as the stirring goes. This is probably my third or fourth spoon. I had one time that got so small it was all the way up to here, and one day it broke, and I about framed it. I about cried, actually. I'd had that thing forever. Norman had given it to me many years ago. I think he taught me how to cook back in about 1985, 86 is when I learned from Norman. God bless you, Norman. Miss you, buddy. Anyway, yeah, so get you a good dedicated Roux spoon. I've got a paddle outside there too for my big pots. I got more pots and sticks and stirrers and stuff I can shake a stick at, but okay, there we go. That's our final product there, guys. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's ready to go. Okay, y'all, this is cooled down here. It's been a while now, but that's it's kind of your finished product. All right, so we'll let that cool, and well, you already see it's cooling way down, and then it'll basically it's going to settle. All the oil and everything's going to come to the top, and then you just want to probably skim a little of that oil off there, and then your roux ready to go.